I wanted to take a moment to show you some different ways that I have been using the Google Jamboard this semester, both virtually and in person. Jamboard is something I think that most teachers are familiar with. I've seen a lot of teacher examples of using this in your classrooms regularly. But just in case you haven't heard of it, I wanted to make sure I at least briefly shared with you how powerful this can be in your classroom. So I've used it in a variety of ways, and I'm going to show you some specific examples. First of all, you can use it just for like culturally relevant teaching. For example, I had my students, this was in a virtual class. My first period last semester was virtual. So I had my students go in and just post a picture of something that made them happy so that they would be able to learn a little bit more about each other in an environment where they can't see. I made sure to include some pictures that were of my own. And then we went through and just talked about, why did you choose these pictures? Why did you pick these specific choices as things that made you happy? And that allowed those students to share a little bit more about themselves, to speak with their microphones on, etc. We did the same thing in my in-person class, third period, same result, just a variety of pictures that they posted of things that they would want other people to see, that are photos that they regularly look at that make them happy. My third period, they've been together for a long time, so they kind of got carried away. We had multiple pages, but then the students were able to go in and explain, this is why these pictures are here. Is what my family looks like. Or maybe even that you have a pet goat, and not everyone would know something like that. Another way that I've used the Jamboard is to have a kind of like a four-corner debrief thing virtually. I have my students create a text box with their name in it, and then based on a series of questions, they'll live take their text box with their name and drag it to whether they strongly agree, strongly disagree, or disagree. So this one was about a college sheet debrief. I had them this is a computer applications class where we did a spreadsheet regarding various aspects of college expenses. And so we discussed the results of that, and they were able to decide what they thought based on the series of questions. I think I usually do maybe 5 or 6 questions in this format so that students can so it won't lose its luster. This is Algebra 2. This was on a virtual day where we were working on red, and I had my students, this was in Avid. So in Avid, we have our tutorial sessions. I had my students that all had Ms. Campen come together in the Jamboard so that they could just have a blank space to collaborate and work on some of the problems that they had going on in that module. It's a little bit messy, but they used this. They worked in this for about an hour, erasing and creating new problems. So that ended up being something that they liked a lot. And they also said multiple times that they appreciated having that area to where they didn't have to have like FaceTime or figure out different ways to work. We had a job unit in my computer applications class where we were talking about Indeed.com. I had students learn how to do screenshots on their Chromebooks, and then they posted a variety of different local openings for a variety of jobs. So screenshots are another thing that you can do. Honestly, it's just really a virtual space. It's a bit different. Of course, students like the post-it feature. I had a guest speaker coming in, and I had my students ask a question or plan to ask a question, and they used the Post-it note feature that's over here on the left-hand side. Color, they can choose their colors. I know that doesn't sound like totally a big deal, but it's something that makes it more interesting. And more than anything else, the Jamboard provides variety. I've noticed on Pinterest and other places where I like to look for ways to update my lessons that there are so many new templates for Jamboard, so you can check that out and incorporate. This would be inquiry, this would be collaboration, reading, writing, organization. So WICOR, all in a one-stop shop. As you use your Jamboards for a variety of ways, please let me know so that we can share that with our colleagues. Thank you.